What would you do if tomorrow your car broke down and needed $1,000 in repairs? Or if your job suddenly disappeared and you had to figure out how to pay rent next month? Most people would panic, maybe swipe a credit card or borrow from friends and family. But what if you had a safety net already waiting for you? That's the power of an emergency fund. Today we're talking about how to build an emergency fund fast. Not someday, not maybe when life slows down, but starting right now. And don't worry, we're not going to talk about skipping every coffee or living like a monk. This is about practical, doable steps that can actually get you from zero to your first emergency savings in a way that fits real life. Let's be real. Most people don't have an emergency fund. Studies show that nearly half of Americans can't cover even a $500 unexpected expense without going into debt. And this isn't just an American problem, it's global. The truth is, life throws curveballs. Medical bills, flat tires, sudden job cuts. And if you're not prepared, it's stressful, expensive, and sometimes devastating. An emergency fund is basically money set aside just for these oh no moments. It's not for vacations, not for new gadgets, and not even for planned expenses like rent or groceries. It's purely for those surprise hits life throws at you. Think of it like insurance, but instead of waiting for a company to pay out, you're your own insurance provider. So how do you actually build one, especially if money is already tight? The good news, you don't need to save thousands overnight. You just need a clear plan, small wins, and a strategy to build momentum. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact steps to start building your emergency fund quickly, even if you're starting with nothing. Let's break it down step by step. When people think emergency fund, they imagine needing 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up, and that's true for the long term. But let's be honest, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that number feels impossible. So here's the trick. Start with a mini goal. Aim for $500 to $1,000. Why? Because most emergencies, car repairs, medical co-pays, busted appliances, fall into that range. And having just $500 saved means you've already beaten nearly half the population. That small fund gives you breathing room, and once you hit it, you'll feel motivated to keep going. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't look at the peak right away, you just focus on the first base camp. This money should be separate from your checking account so you're not tempted to spend it. The easiest option is a high-yield savings account. These accounts not only keep your money safe, but also earn you a little interest. Don't overcomplicate it. Pick a bank, set up an account, label it emergency fund, and forget it exists until you really need it. Pro tip: don't get a debit card linked to this account. The harder it is to access, the safer it will be. Now let's talk about actually funding it. If you want to build your emergency fund fast, you need to start with some quick wins. Think of it as jump-starting your savings. Here are some ideas. Sell unused stuff: clothes, electronics, furniture, even books. You'd be surprised how much cash is sitting in your closet. Cut one expense temporarily. Maybe pause a subscription, cut back on takeout, or downgrade a service. Even $50 a month adds up. Cash windfalls, tax refunds, bonuses, side gigs. Don't spend them all. Redirect at least half to your emergency fund. The key is speed. You want to see that balance grow quickly because momentum is powerful. When you see $200, $300, $500 sitting there, it fuels you to keep going. Sometimes the fastest way to build an emergency fund isn't just cutting expenses, it's increasing income. And no, this doesn't mean you need to launch a huge side hustle or start a business overnight. Think smaller and temporary. Deliver food or groceries for a few weeks. Offer tutoring, babysitting, or freelancing skills. Take on a weekend gig or seasonal work. If you could make even an extra $200 a month and put all of it toward your emergency fund, you'd hit that $1,000 goal in just 5 months. And remember, this doesn't have to be forever. It's just until you hit your starter fund. Here's where many people slip up. They work hard, save up a few $100s, and then, boom, it's gone. Why? Because they dipped into it for something that wasn't truly an emergency. Let's be clear. Your emergency fund is not a fun money account. It's not for sales at your favorite store, and it's definitely not for vacations. So what counts as a real emergency? Think of it as 3 checks. It has to be urgent, necessary, and unexpected. If your car engine fails and you need it to get to work, that's urgent, necessary, and unexpected. If you suddenly lose your job and need rent, that qualifies. But upgrading your phone because the new model just dropped? Not urgent, not necessary, and definitely not unexpected. A helpful trick is to give yourself a cooling-off rule. If you're tempted to use your fund, stop and ask, would I go into credit card debt for this? If the answer is no, then it's not an emergency. Protecting this fund is about discipline as much as it is about saving. And remember, if you ever do need to use it, that's okay. That's exactly why you built it. Just commit to rebuilding it as soon as possible so you don't lose your safety net. Once you've hit that 500 to 1,000 mark, it's time to aim higher. The ultimate goal is 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This isn't just about car repairs anymore. It's about job loss, medical emergencies, or bigger life disruptions. Start by calculating your bare minimum monthly expenses, things like rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Multiply that by 3. That's your next target. For most people, that's somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000. Sounds big, but remember, you don't have to do it overnight. Just keep automating, adding extra income when you can, and protecting the fund. With time, it grows. And one day, you'll look at your account and realize you've built real financial security. Here's the truth. An emergency fund isn't just about money. It's about peace of mind. It's about sleeping better at night because you know you're not one flat tire away from financial chaos. And the best part? You don't need to be rich to start one. You just need to take small, consistent steps. Start with $50, $100, or even $10. Sell something, cut one expense, automate a little transfer. The important thing is to start today. Because here's the reality. Emergencies aren't a matter of if, they're a matter of when. And when they come, you'll either be stressed and scrambling or calm and prepared. Which version of yourself do you want to be? So don't wait until life throws the next curveball. Start your emergency fund now, even if it's small, even if it feels slow. Future, you will be so grateful you did.